My better people, now welcome back to my channel. Na K here. For today's tutorial, I will show now how to cut and sew this beautiful dress, flower dress with the rain online. So this na video really requested. Many people say they want to see the tutorial for this video, and now something where I just had to work on. No be say I won't use the dress, but I do am for the sake of this video. So if na something you dey interested in, please keep on watching and make no forget to like and subscribe this video. If na your first time coming across my video, my name na K and I dey drop tutorials on how to cut and sew different type of styles. I dey also give tips on beauty, lifestyle and fashion. If you find this video helpful and interesting, na fit support me by liking and sharing. So make we get started with the tutorial.
It's K Fashion and Beauty. Welcome.
So for this style, I go use 6 yards of African print. I go also use paper gum, breast pad or wadding, then two types of boning, silk material and net. So to get started, I go start by cutting the down part of the skirt. For that is the skirt side. So the skirts, the full tutorial, I get video on the full tutorial on how to cut skirts. So for this video, I will only show the cutting pattern and I will show the sewing side. So I'll go ahead mark the length of the skirt. I dey use 20 inches. If you make am shorter based on wetin you want, then I mark my waistline. So for the hip line, I can't come down from the waist by 9 inches. Mark my hip measurement there, add 2 inches allowance. I come down, come mark my round knee measurement and come add 2 inches allowance too. So I'll go ahead join all this line together, then cut them out. I'll come fold the material again to two so that we'll fit cut the back side of the skirt. Remembering say for the back side of the skirt it gets zip, so I'll go come leave space of by 2 inches or 1.5 inches based on the allowance you want leave for the zip, but at least 1.5 inches na the least you fit use. So I'll come place them on top, cut them exactly. Just be say I leave 2 inch space for zip. So after cutting it out, that zip part, the middle side I go open am because there go serve as both my slit and also where they put the zip. So I'll come open and come mark the back and front of this material so I fit differentiate am. The next thing we dey move on to na the blouse part, which is at the upper side. For this upper side, the full length of the blouse I dey use na 25, but na based on your full length. So you mark your full length then of your blouse or where you want the length of the blouse to be before you can start to dey mark am. Then I mark my shoulder to under bust, shoulder to nipple, my shoulder to waistline, and then the full length of the blouse. Then I go ahead mark my shoulder points. I can come down by 5 inches. Then that 3.5 for the nipple to nipple I mark. I can connect them together. Then I'm going to get my under bust dart. After I get the under bust dart, I'll come connect and cut them out. So I get another tutorial on how to go about your bustier. So I'm not going to go into details for this video because the main concept now based on how to make the flower dress. But I will drop the link to the video on how to cut this perfect bustier and also to make your short skirts. So I'll just go ahead cut everything out. Then you see say as I place the cup side on top the center piece so that we fit cut am well and so that we fit mark the measurement wey I need. So for that video you go see full detail tutorial on how to cut it, go about the cutting and sewing process. So I'll also go ahead mark my measurements, my bust measurements and the waist. So for the waist na 28, I minus 2 inches. That is my real original waist measurement. This na because I no dey use zip, I dey use eyelets. That is e go dey snatched, so that make I go reduce my waist measurement. Now for the downside of the blouse, I no use my waist measurement, I use my hip measurement because this blouse dey e dey almost reach the hip and one make dey free for there, you know, dey too tight when you dey tie am. If not, e no go balance well. So for that downside, I put my hip measurement. Then I go ahead mark my armhole and I cut everything out. Now to cut the back, e dey very easy. Me, I no dey cut am separately. I just carry the front piece, take place am on top. So the back, I just place am on top. Exactly the same way I place am when I want mark my measurement, making sure that curved cup side is on top the center piece. For the neckline, I go in by 3 inches, then come down by 1 inch. This no be the neckline, but just to cut it out so that I fit explain something. Then I go up by 1/2 inch to get the shoulder slope. After I come cut the shoulder slope out, I'll go ahead keep the back side at one side. Then for the front piece, I'll take the center to get the front neckline. You say the front neckline, you know, get upper, you know, get hand. But if you want fix hand, you see what I go do here to get that curve. I'll come curve am, then that small piece, you see as I cut that piece out to form the hand or the shoulder. So if you use net or whatever you want use to place there, that is if you want add a hand. Now for the back, the same thing too, I will explain for the back. I'll go now. If you notice for the back, I no add zip allowance. This na because we dey use eyelet not zip, so no need for zip allowance. I will even still cut 2 inches out. But to get now, if you dey fix hand and you, so that is if you go get hand but you still wan use eyelet, this na wetin I go do. I will just come down by 5 inches or 8 inches down, 5 inches, sorry. Then I'll come mark 2 inches out to cut out for the snatching. So I'll cut out, still cut out 2 inches. But from that place where I mark, you know, go reach the place where I mark 5 inches. You see exactly like this, I'll cut them out because so that there your eyelet hole go start from. This now so that it go fit form the snatching. Now I'll come cut them out. If you cut 1.5 or 2 or 3 inches based on how open or how tight you want me your snatching be. So this side where I come down by 5 inches now go be the place for the, if e go get sleeve, or that is if no be off shoulder, if no the cloth no dey open. So this upper piece where I cut out, they call am yoke. If you use net or you skin net, or if you use lace to take do am. So you can see I don't cut skin net out. That is if you dey use if you get yoke or you want me get hand. So I no go use that part now, but I don't go ahead cut out all the lining for this. So for the lining, I dey use satin, like I said. I no dey use lining because I want make e dey thick and fitted and firm. So I dey use satin as my lining. So I don't go ahead cut out the satin and everything out. So you see say wetin I dey talk about the yoke. So if you want use your skin net, you use skin net wey match your skin, and then so that piece now you go use take cut out the skin net. You see as I say place am. So if na wetin you want me e get you no want me dey open, you want me get skin, or you get sorry, you want me get yoke, or you want fix hand to am. So if you use skin net or lace or whatever you want use that to do the yoke. So this smaller part na if you want make loops, because for the back you will get like button so that you go fit close am or eyelet. Now I come go ahead join the front part of the bustier, both the lining and the main African print. So you see say I don take join the both the lining. So I dey use the satin for lining, remember. Now for the back, I come go ahead take the lining of the back piece, place am facing each other. The same thing too for the main fabric of the back, place am facing each other. This now so that I wan get the down curve. Remember I say the blouse no just dey straight, e dey curved. But you go first need to join the bustier so that e go dey easy to cut am. So the same thing, I come take the bustier of the lining, take place am on top the back part. Remember I said the front no dey equal, so I go use the side to make sure say they dey equal. You see the length to dey equal. Now I come get ahead get the center part, come up by 5 inches. I come cover. Just follow this way, or based on whatever shape you want give am from that. It go dey easy after you don join the bustier. Then place all the pieces together. Come cut am. So I don't go ahead cut the curve. This is not the kind of curve I want. So I come cut am out. After I cut am out, you see wetin e be like if I open am. So you see the front, they very fine. So based if na V shape or whatever shape you want cut am, this na the easiest way to go about am. Now don't go ahead curve am out. Then the same thing, see as the back take look like. So everything go dey equal. Because if you cut am separate, if it's one as made, you know go dey the shape no go dey equal. Now I can't take the lining part. The lining part, if you notice now, the lining part of the bustier, I put the breast padding or the wording. I no put am for the main African fabric, African print. The African print and other the main fabric, I put paper gum. But for the bustier, for the lining, now I put the wording or the breast pad. So I can't go ahead use chalk mark. Wetin I dey try mark be say I want cage am, wetin they call bust caging. So I dey use that sewable ridge line boning wey I talk about. Sewable boning. You should just tell them the one wey dey sewable. So this one dey easy because you fit sew on top, and na the only one you go fit use to do this go about this bust caging. So I will just go and place am exactly on the lines where I want. I'll come sew. If you even sew am on top the body, so you see say I sew on top the body of the lining, exactly based on how, if you add more boning, if you sew more. So now for the rope wey go dey down of the blouse, I will go ahead cut am 2 inches wide. For the length, you will minus the full length, if your full length na 58 and your blouse length na 25, so you go minus 58 from 25, you will get how many inches you go use for the length of the rope. Now come go ahead fold am like bias. So you see you fit turn am out, but folding dey easier for me. Now I will come go ahead to turn am. I don turn the sides and the neck part. Now I will mark 1.5 inches. You fit mark 1 inch, give 1 inch space to fix the rope, because the ropes are not made I just make am scanty, but if you want make e dey very full, you fit mark am 1 inch space. I use 1.5 inch space, and for the back I use 2 inches space. So now I come, you see as I say place am, that place where I mark the 1.5 inch space with chalk, I come dey place am there, dey sew am dey go. So as I dey place am, I will fix am in between the lining and the African print, in between. I'll take one side of the mouth and fit dey place am till I sew am finish. So see the wetin e look like after I don finish. I leave small part wey I go take turn am out, because I turn everywhere for the cloth. So to be able to turn am out to the front part, I leave small opening for the side. You fit close that side by using hemming gum or stitch on top. So I will don go ahead iron am. I'll come cut out the excess thread. Now for the back, the same thing I do for the front, now I go do for the back. I'll take the lining, turn am everywhere, but for that down part, as I dey turn am, I go dey place the rope. For the back, I put boning channel because I no dey use sewable boning. I dey use the main strong boning, this one. Na im make I use bias as the boning channel. So I'll come go ahead use bias for the boning channel, so that e go dey easy for me to just fix that other one, because e no dey sewable. Now this na wetin the back look like after I don fix the rope, and you see say because of that boning na make e dey stand, but if you iron am, e go come flat. See the space wey I leave so that I go fit turn am out. That side you fit just iron am, come stitch on top to hold am, because na the shaping side, not the main side where you dey put your eyelet. The side wey dey go enter shaping, na I leave for opening. Now I'll come go ahead shape am, put the front, join the back and the front together. If you notice say the lining dey different, please, this na just for the sake of the tutorial. So if you dey use matching lining, please, or matching satin for the main fabric. So whatever fabric you're using, you use matching lining, please. So now I don go ahead finish with the upper part. Wetin I need to do now na to get that flowers wey dey on top the rope. To get these flowers, I'll just get piece of paper, fold them into 4 like this. You fold them into 4. Then from the center, I will come mark 3 inches. I'll mark 3 inches to form like a cone. When I mark that 3 inches to form like cone, I'll come cut them out. So after I cut am out, it go form like a perfect cycle. So I dey use tool net, or will I say soft net. So for the net, make sure you use matching color of wetin dey your fabric. So I dey use blue net. I'll go ahead fold am into parts so that it go dey easy. Instead of cutting it one by one, I just fold am, then place the paper on top. This na the easiest way to just go about am. Very fast, very easy, and then just take your time, cut am out. So I cut as many pieces as I can, and I dey use 1 yard of net actually, and this one no do me. So I dey advise, if you dey use your own, you fit use 2 yards if you know say you wan make the flower part dey very full. That is that flower effect wey dey the rope. If you want make e dey very full, use 2 yards of net, please. So you see as I take fold am to sew on top, you will just go ahead fold am into 4 like that way wey I fold the paper that time. Then you fit use needle and thread, or if you just sew am on top, stitch am for up on top the rope, just small top stitch on top the rope. So if you double am, if you put am single layer based on how you want make the effect dey. Then if you add flowers too on top. So now I don go ahead finish am. You see wetin e look like after I just sew everything on top. So you see say e dey scanty. Na make I advise say if you dey sew your own personally, use 2 yards of net. So for the hand too, I'll go ahead add that rope too for just the upper side of the dress. Just not really hand, but to just give am like small rope effect for up. So I will do the same thing for that upper side. Then this na the skirt. I don go ahead sew the skirt finish. I don put the zip and everything. So I will drop the link on how to go about cutting and sewing of this skirt step by step. Now I don finish both the skirt and blouse. I hope you enjoyed this video. This na the final look. Like, guys, I know say I make this thing for just this video, but I can't turn out say I like am. So if you want more of these flowers or that net effect, you fit use, like I said, 2 yards of net, but I don't see how to take cut am. So this is wetin e look like. Sorry for the video, I no show how to put the eyelet. I no know how to skip that part, but personally I no get eyelash, so I have to go to the market to put am. So dis na the final look. Thanks for watching.